Hey, my name is Zach Pasquarello, and I am about to do a one-on-one consultation with somebody else who is trying to start and grow their own bookkeeping business. So I'm going to record the conversation live. I'm only going to record what I say. If you want to schedule a meeting just like this person, go ahead and check out the link in the description of this video. I do one-on-one consultations with other bookkeepers, other people trying to start and grow their own bookkeeping business. I have one-on-one consultations all the time. I know I say a lot of stuff in my YouTube videos. I give a ton of free advice, but sometimes it's nice to just be able to ask very specific questions related to you and your current situation. So if you want to schedule a meeting with me, check out the link in the description. Okay, let's get this call started. Let's see what kind of questions they ask me. Hey, this is Zach Pasquarello. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? How are you? Yeah, let's just jump right into it. The time is yours. Okay. Yeah. So I definitely have a couple things I want to mention. So you're a CPA with 22 years of experience. You had a job, but you quit your full-time job on July 1st. You tried advertising on Yelp for about a week, spent almost $200 advertising on Yelp, but didn't really get any calls. And basically you're just scared about this whole thing not working. So 1 week of advertising is not a lot of time. So I don't know if you've ever heard me tell the story, but it really requires consistency and commitment. Like imagine if you hired a personal trainer and you started working out for a week and you got upset because you didn't lose a ton of weight and get really strong after 1 week. Like the same concept kind of applies to advertising and marketing, starting a business. So this is not a get rich quick scheme. You're not going to make a ton of money in the first 2 weeks. It's going to require some time. I heard you mention you have 6 months of savings saved up, and that's great. It took me, and the fact that you have 22 years of experience is definitely going to help you. And I heard you mention on Facebook, you already got one client. It took me 2 months to get my first client. So the fact that you already got one client in 1 or 2 weeks is a really good sign. I generally recommend, I tell people, you want to try to get 2 new bookkeeping clients per month. If you can onboard 2 clients every month, that's incredible. That's really good. Like bookkeeping is different in my opinion, from taxes, because during tax season, you'll get 50 new clients in 1 month. And that's great because you just made, $20,000 or whatever. But bookkeeping is different because it's not just a one-time payment. Like you're not just going to quickly get 50 customers. First of all, like that would be ridiculous. There's no way you'd be able to keep up with that much work in 1 month. But you just want to focus on slowly acquiring new customers, because every time you land a customer, it's a recurring payment. It's at least $2,000 or $3,000 sale every year that you land a new client, because they're going to continue to pay you at least $200, maybe $300 to $400 per month. So I also heard you say something about Google Ads, and there's a million different ways you could advertise and sell your bookkeeping business. I think you're going to be a lot more productive if you focus on a couple specific things, and it can be anything. Like you maybe email marketing, or maybe blog, or maybe Google Ads, or Facebook, or LinkedIn, or direct mailers, or cold calling. Like there's a million different ways to sell and market your bookkeeping business. I think you're going to be more successful if you focus on maybe 2 to 4 avenues. So, I mean, I could talk for hours about marketing your bookkeeping business, but before I go any further, do you have specific questions? Yeah, so should you create a flyer or an infographic charging $150 per hour? So the flyer and the infographic is a great idea. So we have a couple things going on here. I have a website, and that is kind of like my flyer or my infographic. A lot of things are digital nowadays. So like I wouldn't go necessarily printing out a bunch of infographics unless you want to go all in on direct mail marketing, which I don't recommend. A lot of people don't even look at their mail. A lot of people don't like getting handed business cards and paper. It just gets lost. It's so much easier to digitally reach people, because if you go knocking on doors, you might talk to 5 or 10 people. But if you go to social media or email marketing or the internet in general, you could literally reach thousands of people every single day from the comfort of your own home. So I definitely recommend keep things digital. I use my website as a digital flyer. If anybody ever asks questions, I just point them right to my website. And it has my contact information, it has my service packages, it has a little bit of information about me. So should you put your picture on your website? I think anything you can do to make it more personalized is great, because these financial services are all about trust. So you want to do everything you can to encourage these total strangers to trust you. So as much as they can get to know you personally, I think that only helps in the long run for them to trust you. They want to know that it's not a robot or some overseas stranger working on their books. I can't see your website. I can only see the Zoom screen. It looks like you're only sharing one window, not your entire screen. So I think websites, so for example, my wife, she has an interior design business and her website looks incredible because she sells interior design services. For us, we're selling financial services. There are a ton of CPAs. I look at their websites all the time and they are absolute garbage. So if you enjoy like designing a website, then sure, you can make your website look as pretty as you want. I don't think it's necessary for our services. Like I said, my wife, interior design, she definitely needs a good looking website. For us, financial services, I really think, first of all, not many people are actually going to see your website. If anybody goes to look at your website, they're probably just looking for information. They just want to know, who is this person, what do they do, and how much do they charge, and how can I contact them? So as long as your website can generally answer easily those questions, I really don't think you should spend too much time worrying about your website. Yeah, so what should you focus on? So first of all, let me address the $150 per hour. It looks like you're in Los Angeles, so I know the cost of living is much more in Los Angeles than it is in Pennsylvania. I think $150 per hour for a bookkeeper is pretty high, but in Los Angeles, it might be reasonable. However, I do not charge per hour because a lot of my clients, I think it's a shift in mindset. If you tell your client, hey, I can do all your bookkeeping for $300 a month, they're like, okay, cool, $300, that's not too bad. Everything's done for me. But in reality, it might only take you 2 hours. But if you tell them $150 per hour, all of a sudden their mind's going to start thinking, wow, I could just hire like an office manager for probably $25 an hour, or a virtual assistant for $15 an hour, or like I could probably find somebody, in a different state in like a rural area for maybe $50 an hour. So all of a sudden they start thinking, like, because business owners are always trying to save money. So they're thinking $150 an hour for just bookkeeping. Like I could probably find it cheaper than that. But instead, if you say $300 a month, they're like, okay, that's not bad. Just $300 a month. It'll all be done for me. Like I can afford $300 a month. And it's a fixed cost. So they're not worried about, is she going to charge me 3 or 4 hours this month, or is it going to be 1 or 2 hours this month? Like they know exactly how much it's going to be. They can budget, they can plan for it. And also you don't need to worry about tracking your time, sending your timesheet to your client. You don't need to justify like, hey, it's January, so I'm going to work a couple extra hours this month. Like it's just a fixed monthly rate. It makes it easier for you to bill your customers, and it makes it easier for your customers to accept a fixed, not changing monthly payment. What was the time frame for this? I'm sorry, the transactions, did they span 12 months or 3 months, or how many months? Okay, so 600 transactions in 12 months. So I charge a minimum, and I know you said this is a friend, so you gave him a discount. For 1 year of bookkeeping for a catch-up, I charge a minimum of $2,000. So, but the thing is, you said it took you 2 hours, and that's the secret. Like it does, for so somebody's going to pay at least $500 to get their taxes done, but they will only get their taxes done if they have financial reports. If they don't have financial reports, they need bookkeeping. They need somebody to tell their CPA, hey, here's the profit and loss, here's the balance sheet. So bookkeeping is usually more expensive than tax preparation because bookkeeping requires work every day or every week or at least every single month. So I charge a minimum of $200 per month, which ends up being $2,400 per year. Or if they come to me and say, hey, I need 2023 done, I'll say, okay, I'll do 2023 for $2,000, but then moving forward in 2024, it's going to be $200 per month. I don't touch anything for less than $200 a month, and I don't touch any 1 year cleanup for less than $2,000. It's just not worth your time. So the thing about charging $150 per hour is, so I loosely track my time, and I end up making more than $200 per hour on the majority of my clients. And obviously, if I told them it's going to be $200 an hour, they would say, yeah, get lost. No way I'm paying you $200 an hour to do my bookkeeping. But like I said in the beginning, they're willing to pay me $600 just to like have the total, like have all of it done. Like $600 isn't that bad. But the key here, the secret to like this working and this succeeding is that as you get better and better, you get faster and faster. So you become a QuickBooks expert, a bookkeeping expert, and all of a sudden you can do bookkeeping really fast. So you don't necessarily have to charge more. You can just get the work done faster, which in turn saves your clients money, saves you time, which means you make more money per hour because you can do the same amount of work faster for the same amount of money. Okay, so getting clients, it all comes down to marketing and sales, obviously. So you need to get your name out there. Right now, like you might be a CPA, you might have 22 years of experience, but people probably don't know that the correct people don't know that you are a bookkeeper and that you're offering your services. So all you need to do is you need to do the same thing every single day for 6 months. And let me break it down for you. So focus on a 30-day goal. So what you need to do for the next 30 days is you need to create social media marketing content every single day for 30 days. And it can be super simple. It can just be text, like just a post with words, or it can be a picture with a caption, or like you said, a flyer or an infographic. You don't need to make a video. Making videos is really difficult and takes a lot of time and takes a lot of practice. Don't worry about videos. Just in the first 30 days, just create a post every single day. And the whole point is that you just think of it like a billboard or a TV commercial. You're just getting your name out there. You're just telling the world, aka your social media audience. You're telling them, hey, look at me. I am a bookkeeper. You should hire me if you need help with your QuickBooks. And you're just getting your name out there. You're allowing them to get to know you, which eventually gets them to trust you. And that's the whole point. Like everybody needs a bookkeeper, but they need to find the right bookkeeper. And you are only the right bookkeeper if they can trust you. And the only way they're going to trust you is if they see you posting every day or every week and they just gradually get to know you. That's why I said this is not a quick strategy. If you want to dump hundreds of dollars into Google Ads, you might be able to accomplish something similar, but it's going to cost you a lot of money and it might not work. That's the scary thing about paying for advertising. Like you said, you spent $200 on Yelp and didn't get any calls. I use my personal page. I do not use my professional page. Yep. So the strategy is it's a 5-step strategy. So creating content is only the first step in the 5-step strategy. So creating content is great, but it's not enough. So I like to create measurable goals. And the reason I say that is like, you want to make a goal, you want to be able to actually achieve it. How do you achieve it? You got to measure it. So create content every day. And then I recommend find prospective clients. Luckily for us, prospective clients are just small business owners. It's pretty easy to find business owners on LinkedIn and Facebook. LinkedIn, super simple. You can literally just search for like business owners in Los Angeles. But Facebook makes it a little bit more challenging. I recommend join Facebook groups that are local to your area. And then you can sort through the members in those Facebook groups and you can look for business owners. And this is probably one of the harder parts. Creating content should only take you 15 minutes, but I recommend send 50 friend requests every single day. It might take you 30 minutes, it might take you an hour, but if you just quit your full-time job, then you probably have some time on your hands. So you want to send 50 friend requests to prospective clients every single day. The reason you want to do that is because right now you got 400 Facebook friends, but they're probably friends from college and work and your family members and friends from your community. Like they're not your ideal client. They're not your prospective clients. So you need to actively go out and find prospective clients, send 50 friend requests every single day. And then you also need to engage with them. So like I said in the beginning, this is all about building trust. So you want to not only create content on your page, not only send friend requests to people, but you also, after they become your friend, you want to engage with their posts. This is just like an easy way, like you walk outside your house, you see your neighbor, you say hello. The exact same concept on social media is one of your new Facebook friends creates a post and you just comment on it. Like, hey, keep up the good work. Hey, that looks awesome. Wow, good job. Something simple just to get your name out there, just to build a relationship with these total strangers. And the good news is that all of your new Facebook friends are going to be business owners. So they're probably going to be posting about their business, just like you're posting about your business. And that's the marketing strategy. And then the final step is the sales strategy. So you're sending 50 friend requests every single day. So you need to, I recommend wait 30 days and then send a message to all of your new Facebook friends. Send a message to every single one of them. Wait 30 days because you want your marketing strategy to work. You want them to see your content and you want to engage with their posts over the next 30 days. And then you simply send them a message. It can be really, really simple. Hey, I'm a bookkeeper, I'm a CPA, I'm an accountant. Let me know if you ever need help with your QuickBooks. And so you can do that on Facebook and you can do that on LinkedIn. So if you have time, if you're worried about this failing, and if you have time available, I recommend create a post every day on Facebook, create a post every day on LinkedIn, and send the connection request, send the friend request on Facebook and LinkedIn, and engage with the community. Like, do everything on Facebook and do everything on LinkedIn if you want to fast track you getting your first client. Yeah, go to my Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, and then you can see the kind of stuff that I post every single day. You can watch my videos and you can look at my posts. I post pictures. I post like those text posts like that. You can watch my videos and get some inspiration about what to talk about. Yeah, I mean there's a couple different things you want to post about. You want to post stuff that's strictly about bookkeeping and QuickBooks, but that's not really going to get a ton of engagement. You also want to mix it up. Like I said in the beginning, you want to build trust with these strangers. So I love posting pictures of me and my family. I love posting pictures of me just like being a normal person. Because if you're strictly bookkeeping, QuickBooks, taxes, if that's every post, that's not really super engaging. So I'm not asking you to get internet famous, but you want to be able to relate to these people. So I post pictures of myself, pictures of my kids. I post like updates about my business. Like if I get a new client, I'll make a post about it. Like, hey, I just onboarded a new client. It's a real estate investor. So excited to help them with their QuickBooks. Yeah, so I think pictures are great on LinkedIn. Pictures are great. Just text posts are great. So the other thing you can do is you can find other prominent social media people. Like find other people like people who have like way more followers than me. Find other people on social media and look at what they're posting. Because LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, like they're all different. So like different posts perform differently on all these different social media platforms. So I recommend like do some research. And then kind of see what they're posting, and you can mirror. I'm not saying copy word for word what other people are doing, but you can kind of mirror what other people are doing. That way you kind of learn like what works and what doesn't work. I think start with one post per day. After 30 days, if you want to ramp it up, you can. And then there's also, so you're not limited. So you're only limited by how much time you have. You're not limited to what you can do. So if you have truly 8 hours every day where you're just like, I'm going to devote the next 4 hours, the next 8 hours to just like marketing and sales, you can expand your strategy. It doesn't have to just be social media. You can write a blog on your website. You can figure out how to optimize your website for SEO. You can start collecting email addresses of local businesses, and you can start sending email marketing campaigns. You can look up phone numbers for local businesses and you can call people. You can just practice like, hey, I'm a bookkeeper. Like, have you ever thought about outsourcing your bookkeeping to an independent contractor? You can reach out to other accounting firms and CPAs and you can ask them like, hey, I know you guys are busy with taxes. Do you need any help with bookkeeping? I'd be happy to help. You can go to Google Maps and you can literally just like look for local businesses in your area. And like I said, get their email address, get their phone number. The last thing you can do, I never really had too much success with this, but you can go to LinkedIn and you can try to find people who are looking for an outsourced bookkeeper or a part-time bookkeeper. And you can email them or call them and be like, hey, just saw you had a job posting on LinkedIn or Indeed. Looks like you're looking for a part-time bookkeeper. Have you ever thought about outsourcing your bookkeeper to an independent contractor? I'd be more than happy to help. So the reason I say all that is just because you're not constricted. You're not restricted just to Facebook and LinkedIn. Like you can, like the sky is the limit for marketing and sales. You can get creative. I recommend though, I would not use Yelp. I don't know about you, but I have not gone to Yelp in like 10 years. Like if I'm looking for a restaurant or a plumber or an electrician, like I'm not going to Yelp. I'm probably going to Google to search for something like that. So I would not recommend spending any more money on Yelp advertising. So if you're feeling like you got ripped off, I wouldn't beat yourself up about it. You're going to make mistakes. I made mistakes. You're like, everybody's human. You're going to make mistakes. The best thing you can do is learn from your mistakes and just don't make the same mistake twice. I wouldn't stress out about it. So if he just wants to sit down with you and just kind of figure stuff out, yeah, you could. That's tough. The idea is that you're not looking to score a quick $100. Like nobody cares. I mean, not nobody, but like that's not the idea here. You don't want to make $100. But what you can focus on instead is like, sure, you'll make $100, $200, whatever, not a big deal. But what you want to focus on and what you want to think about is just building a relationship. And so with this guy, like the idea is that you sit down with him for 2 hours, you make a couple bucks, but you're not, that's not the end goal. The end goal is that he turns into a client down the road. So you do a really good job for him. You make $200, you help him out with 2023, but then you want to try to encourage him to hire you as his bookkeeper moving forward. Because if you can get him to hire you, then you could potentially make 2,000, 4,000. Like, you can make a ton of money on him if he keeps you as his bookkeeper in the future. And if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. But what you can do is you can ask him for a review. So if you don't already have it, I recommend get a Google My Business profile. And then this guy, anybody else who you help, ask them for a review. If you go to my Google My Business profile, I have like 150 5-star Google reviews. And that adds so much credibility and legitimacy to you and your bookkeeping business. And so ask him for a review and also ask him for a referral. So you can follow up with him and be like, hey, hopefully that was helpful. Who else do you know that might need bookkeeping? What other business owners do you know that are like you that might need bookkeeping?